All right, so we are here today learning some new vocabulary, and this is going to be kind of an advanced lesson for an advanced student. So I will go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you right now that we're learning 5 distinct words: assume, complex, focus, initial, and pursue. So if you take a look at your worksheet right there, you can see there is the vocabulary word, and go ahead and tell me whether you have heard each one of these words. Right next to that, it says, I've never heard this word before. I've heard this word, but I don't know what it means. Or, I know this word, it has something to do with, and then go ahead and explain what you think this word has to do with. And then the last one is, I know the meaning of this word. So just so that I can get a little bit of your comprehension up until this point, go ahead and fill that out right now. All right, good job. So it looks like you have heard the word assume before and you know what it means. So let's go over that real quick. Go ahead and give me an example. Okay, so you said, I'm assuming that you are ready. That's perfect. Okay, so I have an example sentence here. I'm going to assume that all of you are here to learn. I do not know for certain if this is true, but I will believe this to be true. Can you think of something you assume to be true? Okay, so you were saying that you assumed that your wife was ready, but you were out in the car already and she wasn't out there. Interesting. Okay, so I see here we did the fill in the blank assignment, and you said that sometimes we assume, and that's what you filled in there, sometimes we assume things that are not true. And right, because assuming something is believing that it is true, right? Or thinking that it's true. And the definition that we have here is to think that something is true, although you do not have definite proof. Okay, so it's a verb, and some similar words there, as you can see on the worksheet, are accept and expect. So you could probably put either one of those into this fill in the blank scenario. Sometimes we expect things that are not true. Sometimes we accept things that are not true. That's a similar word, but it has a different meaning, doesn't it? A little bit. Okay, so let's move on here. Right here you said that complex was a word that you have heard and you think that it has something to do with difficulty, you said? So complex. Now I am going to give you the definition here. Complex, consisting of many different parts, often difficult to understand. Okay, so that's an adjective, right? So let's put that into this fill in the blank. So the police officers continued to complex a speeding sports car down the highway. Yeah, that doesn't work there, right? It looks like it's missing a verb. Okay. I need to complex on my studies. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so yeah, it's definitely the next one, right? Yeah, like you said. To solve a complex problem, you need to examine each part. So this is an adjective. It's describing the problem. What else can we say about this? What's another word that we can say about this problem if it's difficult? Okay. So you said complicated. To solve a complicated problem, you need to examine each part. Okay. Nice. Good job. All right. So sentence completion. A complex problem has many difficult scenarios. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, let's go on to another one. I think you got that one. So focus. You've definitely heard this one, you said. So that one is a noun, isn't it? So when we have focus, we are in tune, we are in the moment, we are present, we're focusing on a specific task or a specific, maybe we're watching a show, a TV show, right? Or your favorite movie. You're focusing on that in the moment. You're not letting other distractions distract you from what you're trying to see or what you're trying to get accomplished, right? Okay. All right. And so in the fill in the blank here we have, I need to focus on my studies. Good. That's perfect. Let's do this sentence completion real quick. So one thing I like to focus on is completing my English homework. Nice. Okay. All right. So initial. Now what does initial mean? Happening at the beginning. Okay. Part of speech is an adjective. And a synonym here would be first. So a lot of times what we do is we actually say that the initial of our names is the first letter of that name. So what's my name? David, right? So the initial of my name is D. Here's some examples. This is the initial class of Level 2 Reading and Language of ABS. This is the beginning class of this level. Okay, so now let's replace that word with initial because, initial is kind of a fancy word when you're replacing it with when you're replacing first with it. So this is the first class of Level 2. As opposed to, this is the initial class of Level 2. Now, this is the initial class kind of seems a bit more fancier, right? I would say so too. So, yeah, good. So let's move on to the next part here. So the first step or the initial step, right? So right here, the blank step to driving a car is to obtain a driver's license, right? The initial step to driving a car is to obtain a driver's license. The first step to driving a car is to obtain a driver's license. Okay, good. So I think you really got that one. Let's move on to the last word. So the last word is pursue. So you said, I've heard this word, but I don't know what it means. Okay, let's go to the vocabulary section here and let's read the definition. It's a verb, right? So it's an action, pursue, okay? To pursue something. So let's read the definition here. Go ahead. Nice, perfect. So to continue doing an activity or trying to achieve something over a period of time. So I would actually also want to say pursue could be like to chase, right? To chase your dreams, to pursue your dreams, to chase after someone or to chase someone, to pursue someone. Now, pursue is a little bit more of a specific word, right? To continue doing an activity or trying to achieve something over a period of time, okay? So, perfect. Okay, let's go on. Let's listen to these example sentences. I have many plans for my life. Someone suggested that I focus on meeting one goal at a time. I decided that the first goal I will pursue is obtaining my GED. What is something that you want to pursue?